What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another great day. Today is the day, guys. Today is the day we're going to finally inject some nitrous into the truck.
Yes!
Very exciting day and a very nervous day for me. But I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a recap on the install and how it went and what led up to this day today. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and take it out today and hit it for its first shot, see how she does. Alright guys, today's video is not really going to be an in-depth video on how to install a nitrous system in your truck. This is going to be more of a recap of how I got into the point where I'm at now, where I'm finally going to spray the truck. If you guys do want a full in-detail video as far as how to install it step by step, I can do that for you, but it'd be a long video. I don't want to bore you guys, but if you do want that, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. Give me a comment down below that you do want that, and then maybe I can work on that for you. But for today, we are going to just do a little bit of a recap, take the truck out, and see how she does on some spray. So let's go ahead and dive into the video. Alright, so the first step was to get all the items out of the kit and make sure that everything was in there. And then after that was to really find out where you want to mount the bottle. And for me, I actually wanted to mount the bottle behind the seat in the passenger side. But if you guys know, I installed a system before on my truck, so that was not going to work. So the next best part was actually in the driver's side over here in the bed, where I can just jump out of the truck and turn the bottle on and get back in the truck if I needed to. So that's where I mounted the bottle, and it actually looks really good there, and it's nice and tucked away where I can go ahead and reach over and just turn on the bottle. And the next step was to just run the line along the frame to the front of the truck. And mine, I really wanted to keep this kit nice and clean, and I didn't want to have wires and stuff, because if you see some of these videos of people installing nitrous, they have wires and just it looks really nasty. So my first rule was to, if I was going to do nitrous, was I wanted to make sure it was a clean install. So it took me quite a bit of time to get it as clean as possible. So this is the line, the nitrous line that's coming from the tank, coming behind the intake, going to the controller. If you guys do plan on going with this nitrous proton kit, one thing you want to keep in mind is that the controller is the main part of the whole unit, okay? And the lines for it are not very long. So if you have a place in mind, you want to make sure that the lines are actually going to reach it. Because I originally wanted to put the controller over here in the corner where it's nice and tucked away, but the fuel line that comes from the fuel rail is not long enough and was not going to reach, so that was not going to work. So that actually made me switch over to here, right on top of the AC compressor here, and it actually worked out pretty good. It's nice and central of the whole engine compartment, which worked out pretty nice. So once I ran the nitrous line to the controller, this is where the purge is going to connect to the system. The purge kit is actually separate, and I definitely recommend adding a purge kit to your system if you're going to add a nitrous, because you want to make sure that you get all the air out of the system before you actually hit it with nitrous. And I'll show you how that works here in a little bit. So I had a tee off here off the fuel rail, and this is my fuel pressure sensor. I wanted to keep that, so I had to use a special tee that would connect that as well. And that's where the fuel goes into the controller versus fuel in, and obviously fuel out comes out here. And this is where you have to drill the little shark fitting here, where the fuel and the nitrous will meet together and inject into the throttle body. And these are the same length, and you can't really mess these up because they're one size is bigger than the other. But anyway, this is where we're going to be connecting jet settings for what we're going to do today. We're going to do just 35 shot, and we have to go over to the flow chart and go ahead and put those jet settings in here, because I haven't done it yet. And for the purge kit, I just ran a hard brake line out of the cal for right now. I do have a separate kit that's a nylon line that is going to be actually hidden behind all this stuff and coming out through the middle here. But for now, that's going to work. Once you get all the lines routed and figured out where you want them, the next thing is wiring the whole system, which is actually pretty simple and nothing crazy. I was going to use a full throttle switch. I actually mounted it, but it wasn't going to work because it's really a pain in the butt on these trucks, because the actual throttle linkage is actually below the throttle body, and it's really hard to access it and see if it's going to actually work. So I ditched that. Alright, so for the nitrous switches, I'm going to show you where I mounted them and what I got going on. I actually bought this switch off, I think, Amazon. It was actually pretty cheap, nothing too crazy. It bolts directly to the NRG. Still bolts up really nice. And I wired it with this 2-pin connector here that just screws on. And I have the connector right here, this little cubby. So it just plugs in, and then I secure it with this little screw cap. Really simple, because I don't want to have it connected all the time when the wire is dangling on my steering wheel. So whenever I'm going to use it, I go ahead and just connect it really quick. Here is where I mounted the arm switch and purge. So I'll show you guys here in a little bit how that works. That's a quick little recap on the whole nitrous system. Now we have to get the truck ready for the nitrous hit, and we need to go ahead and insert the nozzles as far as what we need. We are going to do a 35 shot. So we go to Nitrous Express website, and here's where you calculate all the jets for what you're going to do. You go from 35, 50, 75, 100 shot, and we're actually going to do a 35 shot. So we need to insert a 31 nitrous nozzle. So I think I have here. You go over here to the nozzle, and it'll say this is the 18. So this is the one that's going to be for the gasoline, and this is going to be the 31 for the nitrous. I'll show you guys how to insert these here in a little bit. And one more thing that I did, or a couple more things that I've done also to make sure that we're safe and not blowing up the engine, is I gapped the plugs a little bit smaller to a 25, and I put new plugs, TR6s, which is a little bit colder. And one more thing that I did that you can do as far as preventing detonation is to get some better octane. Now here in Texas we have 93, which is good because some states only get 91. But I could also get, yes, I went and got some race fuel 104, which we're going to be putting into the truck. I'm going to put in 5 gallons of 104 into the front tank. The front tank on the truck right now is empty. I'm going to go ahead and dump the 104 in there and run the nitrous with the 104 as well. So let's go ahead and get the jets ready, get our wrench here. So we come over here, open up our fuel. Fuel is gonna get the 18 jet setting. Just insert this in here like so. Finger tying it for now, and then I'll tighten it up with the wrench. And nitrous is gonna get the 31 jet setting for a 35 shot. So we'll just insert that in there. All right. And I spent about $5 worth of gas on the floor, but hopefully the rest of the day goes a lot better than that. Got the fuel in there. Let's go ahead and shut it down. Make sure everything's nice and tight. We should be good. Let's go drive it around, warm it up, and then give it its first shot. Alright guys, so I just pulled into the parking lot, got the truck warmed up. About to step out really quick, open the bottle, hook up our nitrous switch, and then go ahead and purge the system. I'm about hitting the nitrous switch once it shifts to after the first 2 upshift. I'm gonna go ahead and hit with the nitrous switch and hit it in second. And yeah, see how she does. The house exit is a little bit down the road, so it's not the big deal. If something does happen, I can just coast into my neighborhood. So we'll go ahead and get out and get everything ready. Go ahead, open up the system. All right. Nitrous switch hooked up. Connects. Good to go. Gonna go ahead, activate the system. Purge the system out. See how the first couple hits were just nothing but air. Now we got nitrous. Whew. Let's go make a hit. Alright. I'm gonna re-purge it just to make sure. Here we go. I just got back to the house. I can't believe I did that the second time. I hit the purge instead of the. I was just so many things that were going through my mind that I just wasn't focusing on the road, focusing on the gauge, focusing on a lot of different things, and wasn't really paying attention to my arm. Didn't let go of the purge. Anyways, the truck made it back, no problem. Just popped up open the hood, made sure there was no leaks, made sure there was nothing going on. Everything sounds good, guys. This truck is, man. Did I mention, guys? This truck has 186,000 miles on stock internals, stock bottom end. Never touched the inside of this truck. This thing is still running on bone stock motor. 12 pounds of boost. Now I just hit it with the 35 shot on top of that. Still running good. I am about to go and take this truck back to the dyno. If you watched the first time when I installed the Supercharger, I took it to the dyno. It was only running 5 pounds of boost. It made about almost 100 horsepower more to the wheels than it did stock. Now I'm running 12 pounds of boost on top of a 35 shot of nitrous. I maybe bump it up to a 50 because it did so good. So if you guys are curious, what do you guys think it may make now with this new setup? Please put in the comments down below. The one who's closest, I'll give you guys something. I don't know. I'll raffle something off. I don't know, but let's see who do you think. What do you guys think it'll make? I'm pretty curious to find out myself. A couple weeks ago, also on my Instagram, if you guys don't follow me, Trailblazer Films 1, I posted a picture of 2 twin turbos, hinting that they may be going into this truck. They're actually not. They're going into my buddy's LS swapped Lexus IS300, and we're adding 2 turbos to that thing. And we may be doing some competition later on down the road once he gets this thing running, because it's pretty close to running now. We may do a tug of war, maybe quarter mile, who knows. But yeah, stay tuned to the channel. More crazy stuff going on with this truck and his build as well. So please like, please subscribe, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.